Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman back with a game. We've got Lil Boozha playing a split between Kathir Forest and Forglar Swamp, and then Bearamie1 playing a split between Shattered Peaks and Underdepths. Isn't Bearamie the same player who double vertical pushed an Elemental War Staff in the previous game I got of his? If so, I think this is going to be like another very interesting game. That last one I got of his was some epic troll content, and I believe it is. Yeah, so he has the double deep cave extractor, his Norigen going, then a trap spider somewhere in this mid font. So yeah, this is definitely the same guy. I think in that last game he deployed deep cave extractor for his top font on the Forsaken Waste 5 font map. But he's going to be against Boozha here today, who looks like he is playing some kind of wizard collective deck. Well, we'll see how that works out for him. I hate splitting with Kathir Forest. I think their split bonus is probably one of the worst in the game, next to Forsaken Waste. Because, I mean, now, like, Kathir Forest has so many champions that are just balanced around the fact that they all get +1 speed. Like the Strategist, it comes into play a lot with supports. Like the Warden here, 5 speed, Elven Strategist, 5 speed, and then the Conclave, the Chain Fae, 5 speed again. Like they all would get 6 in a split, putting them at average, but in a split with anything, they're basically all below average. Chain Fae teleports all the way to the back of the shrine. Worried about the Trap Spider, I guess, but Trap Spider is right there, and Warden walks into a rock trap. Ooh, that is not looking good there for Boozha. He needs a relic to contest with now. Moves up with the Diplomat, and that's a 60 HP Diplomat, by the way. Just plus 15 casually. A Cloak of Long Knives on the Trap Spider for more stealth. Bearamie is running the 87 Nora Trap Spider build. This is already very enthralling gameplay. We've got Cloak, so basically Shadow Strike paired with Ambush. The really strong combination here on Mr. Trap Spider. And even though Majestic is still kicking around, does Trap Spider have Poison 3 upgraded too? Sheesh! That is an odd choice for sure, my man. Especially when you can just run Summon Trap Spider for basically a better effect, because the traps like that one you can just put into play wherever you want at any time. It does die to anti-summons, but I mean, I think the utility is just better than running the normal champ. So basically, Bearamie played over 100 Nora just on super champing a Trap Spider, basically. So we'll see how Boozha ends up dealing with this. He does have Mind Wipe Aura on his Diplomat. Now, what is that, Enforcer? Okay, so balance, detecting the Trap Spider. And putting Head of Asarius in the font, I mean, you could just, put your... Oh, no, wait, of course that's Bearamie's Head of Asarius. What am I thinking? So he walked into it. He meant to walk into the font, but the Stealth Relic was there, blocking his path. So Bearamie already out quite a bit of Nora on things that are not champions. He put out the Rock Trap, as well as the Cloak and the Head. The Head really didn't do much. Like I get that he wanted it to stealth and multiply later on, but if you're paying attention to the combat log and your champions, you can easily tell when there's a Head of Asarius out somewhere, because your champions are taking damage, right? So all it takes is using your eyeballs. That's basically the counter to Head of Asarius, using your eyes. Because, I mean, AoE 2 is pretty small. You could easily just walk around and find wherever it is. So he has double Deep Cave Extractor. That's literally an extra font's worth of Nora every turn that Bearamie is getting off of that Nora Miner 1, or sorry, Nora Miner 2. Oh boy, here we go, the Red Sand, another favorite of Bearamie's. He played that twice in the last game as well. So right now that Ferg Diplomat is kind of debuffed out the ass. He's got Dogpile, Poison, Shock, and now the Red Sand for every AP it spends. So, I mean, Boozha's probably thinking, like, what the hell is this guy doing? Am I really losing to this? He's got Collective Ambassador. Surge Races. Are you yeah, you're a wizard too. Nice. So, Cleansing Aura, not really in range. Bearamie... Okay, so he played the Red Sand when Boozha clearly has a Cleansing Aura champion sitting right there. I mean, I guess, like, Diplomat will have to spend AP getting out of range of all this crap. So if he wants to move into Cleansing Aura range, like Boozha doesn't really have anything good to stick in that font, because the Trap Spider did the tunnel, it's lurking somewhere, and whatever he puts in there is just gonna get eaten alive. I think now that Shattered Nerves got its justified nerf, I think Red Sand is looking a little bit better, because Shattered Nerves only works at the end of turn, whereas Red Sand works immediately upon AP spent. Whether or not the loss of life compared to the fire damage is worth it depends, I think, on your deck, because, I mean, you can justify Red Sand in a fire deck, no problem, but Shattered Nerves doesn't have as much, you know, synergy with Underdepths stuff, usually. Now, he's going to actually use a second collective to contest that font, and I don't hate this. I think trying to bait out Trap Spider's attack with a relic is probably a good option here. I would probably move the Diplomat back just a little bit more so that he's out of Head Shrinker's range. But depending on how much healing Boozha is running, that might end up not being you know, necessary or worth it EP wise. I guess he's thinking like, well, Majestic 2 can help protect my relic, but of course Trap Spider has 1-2 range himself, so it's not really going to work out that way. So we'll probably see a dead Ferk Diplomat here. And the second collective probably not going to matter too much because the first one is already out, unless Bearamie somehow sneaks the champion over there and does like a demolish or something. That this collective in the font is going to stick around for the entire game, basically. So Cavern Spawn. Cavern Spawn could maybe threaten topside here. Cavern Spawn is really good in 1v1s. I mean, Deep Wounds plus Bleed? Really? You're upgrading Bleed? Alright. You have like no bleed synergy in this deck, my man, unless you're walking into Blood Balls with Cavern Spawn for the heal. But is that a... Oh, so Bearamie actually snuck over there with the Trap Spider to drop a Fire Ruby in that font. And Boozha with the bait and switch as well, dropping the escape magic on that Ferk Diplomat. Was that really worth it? So again, basically this comes down to how much healing Boozha is running. Like, if he has, like, a Divine Favor champ sitting ready to go, then this play makes more sense. But, I mean, now, like, your Diplomat is kind of just stuck there on, chilling on 10 HP because Red Sand means it can't really move anywhere. Unless your play is to just run the Ambassador all the way back to your shrine for Cleansing Aura, which makes absolutely no sense, especially when your font is contested like this. But the Chained Fae teleports to this other font, wary of the Trap Spider as usual. So Trap Spider really making a nuisance of itself with that Shadow Strike. And honestly, this really isn't looking good for Boozha. He's getting outgrinded by the Deep Caves, and then outranged by the Head Shrinker in mid. I haven't talked about Collective Ambassador much, mostly because there's really not much to talk about. She's a fairly simple champion. Just basically a Surge unit, range, and Annex, which is, in my opinion, kind of a garbage ability. I get that you're supposed to run her in like a collective deck, but Surge Races just doesn't seem worth it for that price. And, like, her stats are pretty good, to be honest. Like, if you got all the buffs out, you kind of have to rely on the stuff like Boost and the collective buff. Like, she was made specifically to go along with this theme, right? But in terms of synergy, all she really has is, her strong range potential, which is a little disappointing in my opinion. I think she could have been a little more synergistic, their abilities. But Forest Dragon coming... Okay, so now the healing is going to start. We got Heal Mass 2. And Forest Dragon, I think, used to have Healing Breath, but I don't know what the hell are you doing, Boozha? Are you drunk again? Are you're moving Diplomat to its death due to the Red Sand. I figured he was going to start healing it, but you just decided to kill it instead. All right, that's fine. Sometimes I like killing my own champions too, just for the hell of it. Always, it can be hilarious when you just randomly kill your champions for no reason, right? Is that it? But Cavern Spawn deciding not to contest top, reinforcing mid instead. I don't know. I think threatening topside is your better play here, because Boozha doesn't seem intent on contesting mid with an actual champion until that Enforcer. Like, if you force the Enforcer to 1v1 your Cavern Spawn top, you're probably in a good place. You'd also force the Chained Fae out of that font back to your shrine, maybe get a kill with the Trap Spider that's still lurking somewhere. But I mean, if you're in Bearamie's position, you're in a good place. Like Deep Cave Extractor's in the back, generating a ton of Nora. Mid-Fonts on lock. The Havoc's Touch coming down. I actually missed that. The Havoc's Touch onto Head Shrinker for Essence Capture. So even more Nora now going into Bearamie's pocket. And I mean, Enforcer can last a while. Like, Enforcer is a tanky boy. He's got Resist Magic, which isn't going to matter in this matchup, but Bold definitely is. Bearamie doesn't have any easy counters to that ability. And I mean, 64 HP, decent defense, decent base defense. It seems like Boozha is getting impatient with Bearamie's nonsense. He's going to go in for maybe a kill on that Head Shrinker. Can get 32 damage here from the Ambassador, and you can actually get a hit with Enforcer. So 42, he's a little bit short. Is there any? No, he's not in. He's not in magic turret range from his shrine. That would be a nice snipe. He could transfigure though if his transfigure is off cooldown. But it doesn't look like Boozha is actually interested. Oh yeah, here he goes. Oh, he's gonna dictate. There you go. So there's the, well, he has 11 damage. So now he needs 2 more. You could maybe get teleport. Yep, for Battle Master. There you go. And there's a kill. And Bearamie inexplicably surrenders yet another game. Bro, like, you had the font contested in... Alright, well, I figured Bearamie would want to play that out, but Boozha takes the game. So well played to both, and we'll see everyone in the next one.